Muscle loss is the first sign of aging. It's the first real sign of aging. And it actually begins in our 30s. So muscle protein synthesis just gradually starts to slow down in our 30s. That is the step one. So without strength training and proper like nutrition to prevent that, that's when muscle loss begins in your 30s, unless you are doing things to prevent that from happening.
Well, I think the muscle loss still will occur to a certain, just a lesser extent, probably, because growth hormone starts to decline, right? I mean, that's a big correlation, right? The loss of growth hormone, our hormones in general tend to decline, right? So you'll see it in men and well, women, of course, too. I mean, but you also see, Lisa, is an uptake in insulin resistance too. So the problem there is that the insulin resistance, the insulin is a very important signaling hormone.
Right.
And that's I think where you see this acceleration of aging and muscle loss, which will lead to that sarcopenia. I'm sure we'll talk about that.
Sure, 100%.
But like the things you were saying, you're right. It kind of slows down. I don't know that it stops it or reverses it.
Right.
Maybe that's
in your 30s, there's a chance of being able to prevent that. But as you get into your 40s and 50s, I mean, it's a 3 to 5%
decline per year.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's just crazy to think about that because it's a lot. And if you're not doing what you need, then you're losing muscle at a significant rate and you're just aging faster. And also, if you just heard some of the things Ryan pulled out or talking about like insulin and this, that, you just realize how connected the body is, right? We are a whole, so when we talk a lot about this stuff, things can't just be treated with one thing, which always goes back to so many times when I say like with our supplements, I talk about stacking because each thing has to be working properly for the other thing to be working properly. And it's, again, our bodies work together as a whole. Can't like treat like back in medicine, years ago, doctors, you just had a doctor for this and a doctor for this and a doctor for this. And their focus was on those parts. But now it's more and more like we're looking at the body as a whole in combination of all the parts, which is great. So we talked about the muscle protein synthesis. Where else was I going with that? Oh, the age rate. Sorry, I was going down to my age. 40 to 50, 3 to 5% decrease. Age 60, the rate of muscle loss just accelerates so much quicker, leading to the weakness, reduced mobility, increased risk of falls and fractures. And
high mortality rate.